Yeah. And you think it'll be okay to like film the dinner?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
She just asked because sometimes like I picked some hitchhiker before and then and then they shared stories, so yeah, quite nice. They love that one because they love traveling as well.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
well, you said your dad came here because he loves like nature and like all that stuff, right? So how many people are in your house there? You said like your mom and your dad and your sister?
Yeah, three.
Three are there. Okay.
My mom, dad, and my sister. They're all in there because I will tell them something later. So later or tomorrow, I don't know. But supposedly it was last week, but I'm still not ready to tell it. But it's really hard for me. Like I couldn't tell anyone. I just told you that one because it's like
well, like I'm I'm not in your family, right?
Yeah.
So there's not much of an impact telling you, right? But yeah.
And with
what you said with your family, like they are all close, so more of an impact there. Yeah, definitely. This looks like a nice little town.
Everything's in here, like hospital, big hospital, seaport, airports.
Yeah. And then it's close to the ocean here. Is the coastline nice in town, or is it?
Yeah, it's in this side.
Okay.
Left side. Usually at night, because we have Pogi and Pipa, our dogs, we usually walk them in the bay. But I think dogs are not allowed at this time of the year.
Oh, in the water there?
Yes.
So on the warmer months, they don't let dogs? Yeah, okay. I've seen a lot of places that do that. How many dogs do you have?
Two.
2 dogs?
Yes, Pogi and Pipa.
Yeah. Little dogs, big dogs?
Little ones.
Little ones, yeah.
When I go home, I just sleep with them. I just miss them a lot.
Do you know how many people live in this town here? Do you know how many people live in this town?
I'm not really sure because when I'm in Timor, I just go from whole house to work.
Oh, okay, yeah. Do you have a favorite place? Oh, you said your favorite place is Mount Cook.
Mount Cook.
Yeah, okay. All right.
We're here now.
Left onto Miro Street, then turn right onto YITI Road.
Hopefully dinner's ready because I was so hungry.
Do you know what she's cooking for dinner?
She messaged me something, but I haven't had a chance to read that one. You're right in there?
Yeah.
in here, Pogi and Kipo now.
Hi there. Take my shoes off.
Hey, come on. Hello, hello. Did you have your dinner? I think so. Pipo, come on. Just, if you pat them, they'll be alright.
Yeah.
Pipo.
Hey. I smell okay, don't I?
There you go. They'll be alright. This is my dad.
Hi there.
Hi.
He's from Canada.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing well yourself?
Pardon, what's your name?
Trevor.
Trevor.
Trevor. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And your name?
I'm Dennis.
Dennis?
Yes.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for welcoming me into your home.
Okay. Just put your bag down there.
Back down here?
That will be
Right.
yeah.
Perfect.
All right.
Yeah, you can stay in here, stay in the couch.
Perfect.
Oh, no!
Come on, have a seat.
Alright.
Come on. No. No. This nice. Come on.
See, we're friends now.
Be out. Little bit naughty.
It'll take a few minutes. We'll get there.
No. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. How are you?
I'm good.
Good?
Finished
Good?
work and yeah, after finish work,
Time to relax?
time to relax.
Yeah. What type of work do you do?
I'm a mechanic.
Oh, mechanic. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. Talk about what I'm doing. So I make like a live video documentary about hitchhiking. So I've gone.
Hitchhiking.
Yeah. So I've
Really?
done that. I've hitchhiked in 34 countries, and I just go around the world and people pick me up and I kind of show what it's like to meet the different people that decide to pick up a hitchhiker.
Okay.
It's not commonly practiced in many
It's
places
not a
anymore.
commonly practice, but down here.
In here, it's more. In New Zealand, it's more common.
down
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
And people down here are like, there are people on the south are nice
Mhm.
down here. But have you been in North?
I started in Auckland. Yeah.
How is in Auckland?
The average wait time for hitchhiking was pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, no, people are pretty nice.
Hello.
Hi. What's your name?
Lara.
Lara? I'm Trevor.
Hello, how are you?
Doing great. Doing great.
Okay.
Um,
Want a shot?
What? Sorry?
No.
Oh.
Blacks.
Johnny Walker. Okay. Yeah. I'll
That-
partake.
That's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. I will
Nice.
partake.
It's a nice one.
So is
Just
it?
spell it at home.
All right.
Just spell it at home, yeah.
Thank you. So is it okay if I? All right.
Where are you from?
Canada.
Oh.
Yeah. Near Vancouver, if you know it.
Yeah. You have dinner yet?
Or having dinner now?
Last time, that was like 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I got a friends from Canada. They're on Alberta. Yeah.
Oh, in Alberta, yeah. Oh, thank
Is
you.
it Alberta or I think yeah, it's Alberta. Then I got some families down there.
Your family in Alberta?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Do you know which was it, like Calgary or Edmonton?
Calgary.
Oh, okay. I lived in Calgary for a year.
You
Yeah.
live in Calgary. Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
well, I'm from near Vancouver on the west coast, but I spent a year in Calgary living there, and
My sister is living in Toronto.
oh, you have a sister in
Yeah,
Toronto.
in Toronto. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, and last time, because like I was lonely down here, then because of my friend is up there, then I asked him
Yeah.
if he can look a job for me down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then she got a job offer down here.
Okay.
It's mechanicking on DHL truck.
Mechanic on a diesel truck. Okay.
On DHL.
Oh, DHL truck.
DHL
okay.
truck,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So okay. Okay. Just I'm just going to send you all my CV and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to work. Okay. Then by the way, what's the weather during winter? Oh, because the place is in Edmonton.
Oh yeah.
So-
okay. No, that's a problem.
Yeah, it's really hot during summer. It's all right.
Yeah,
But
no,
during winter,
You
it's
get your-
minus 40
Yeah.
and
Minus
you're
20, minus
going
30,
to,
minus 40. Yeah.
really, you are going to shovel the snow before you can get up the garage. Oh shit! No, I rather stay down here. Right?
That's understandable. Edmonton, for Canadians, people kind of make fun of Edmonton because it's somewhere you don't want to go.
Really?
Like, well, it has a really rough winter, and then it's not the nicest of cities by people's standards. But you do have mountains close by. It's close to the Rocky Mountains and Jasper National Park and stuff. So it still has a few redeeming factors, but it kind of gets like, when people think of Canada, they think of desirable places to go. It's not Edmonton.
Oh yeah.
I meant to ask, so with the filming I do, is it okay if I film in your house? I haven't filmed like video inside your house, but I was just going to show the dinner that I got invited to.
Okay.
If that's okay. If it's not, that's fine as well.
That's all right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. Just help yourself.
Yeah, I'll
Just
help myself there.
help yourself.
Is that one of your favorites there? The Johnny Walker?
No, I just usually like every week. I usually like grab every bottle. I just usually try. Oh, okay, this is nice and
Oh, you try different things.
different things.
you-
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So, do you want it with ice or straight or what? I just prepare it straight.
Yeah, just straight is fine for me.
Straight and I'm just going to grab.
My dick is big? 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 Big. Backpack? Backpack big. Back big, yes.
Do you prefer juice or water?
Ooh, I'll have
Just
some of
use-
this juice here, yeah.
just try
Looks
juice.
nice.
Usually my dad he just drinks before dinner. That's
Okay.
his hobby. By himself.
Well, now we've got something to drink with. So, like, do you try just different whiskeys, or do you go into like rums and vodkas?
I usually go to rum.
Yeah.
During winter, I usually use vodka.
Yeah.
It's alright, just to relax. It's not every day. Every day, just to finish your stressful week. So you need to relax on Friday afternoon, just to
So you get the weekends off then?
I
Yeah,
got a
nice.
weekend off, and I'm planning to go fishing tomorrow.
Oh yeah, on the ocean or river or lake or.
Maybe on the riverbank
Okay.
because salmon is already ready for.
Oh,
They already
salmon's
started
fine.
to go on the river, so
Yeah. And you
if
just
you're lucky, you can catch one or two.
yeah. And what type of fishing do you do? Like, is it like fly fishing or?
It depends because on the salmon that was just they don't usually eat. They just like grab some of those like celery or anything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Because fishing's a big sport in Canada as well. I think like especially Western Canada.
Mommy. Yep. This is Trevor. That's my wife. That's
Hi.
Lucy's. This is Laika's mom.
Hi,
Hi. Nice to meet you.
from where are you?
He's
Canada.
from Canada. Yeah.
How did Laika knows you?
He's hitchhiking, mommy.
Okay. Okay. Just
He's not feeling well, so yeah.
Oh, okay.
Colds and too much work, so yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So he got 1 day off to
Yeah. To recover.
to recover and to rest. Yes.
where in Canada?
Near Vancouver, West Coast. Yeah.
Okay.
So you have family in Toronto. Your sister was it? Is in Toronto?
Ontario
Ontario. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
City Center. And her sister also is in Ontario.
Toronto, mommy.
Ontario rin siya, ano?
Toronto. Ate M is on Toronto, Uncle Oscar and the family is on. I think they're from Calgary, Alberta.
Yeah, Calgary, Alberta. Yeah.
Alberta, yeah.
I like Calgary. It is on like you call it like the plains, the prairies of Canada, so it's quite flat there. But you're within in the distance you can see the Rocky Mountains.
So your accent is a Canadian.
Yeah,
That accent is a Canadian.
I guess. Well, people
Because
from different parts of Canada.
you really speak English clearly. Like we can really understand it. Unlike New Zealand Kiwi. Have you
Oh
heard
yeah,
New Zealand Kiwi?
I've heard it plenty, and even myself as a native English speaker, they'll say some things, and I'm like,
What?
one more time.
We as a Filipinos, like we are Filipinos, like in my country, our second language is English, like
Yeah.
basic instruction on, in every other town, or every next town, we have 7,000 islands, but we have 198 dialects.
Wow,
198. Imagine it.
that's
198.
crazy.
Is that ready? Okay, I'm just going to 5 minutes. That's 5 minutes. So yeah, that's like 198 languages, dialects. So
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
And
like a mechanic.
So is English your like language in common with everyone? Like if it's the second language, or the dialects, are they? Can you understand what people are saying if they speak a different dialect? Of the
They are
same language?
different, but we have a national language, so we can understand each other. Like Tagalog.
Okay, Tagalog.
Tagalog
Okay,
is the main language that
Okay.
here.
But
So
then
even
there,
yeah, but if you are just from the northern part, that's another language. Even my wife got another language, and me
Okay.
got another language too. But she can't understand my language too. Only the basic one.
I see. Okay,
Yeah.
so you speak 3 languages then? English, Tagalog, and your local.
And
dialect?
local. Yeah, but like a mechanic for me, just to have more customer, you should learn to speak like another for language, because Filipinos are sometimes regionalistic.
Okay. So
yeah.
do you have another language?
Yeah, we have another language, and when we are still on elementary, we usually have what do you call them? Spanish.
Spanish.
Spanish, yes.
You learn Spanish as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's
Part of our curriculum.
that's a
Wow,
part of the
okay.
curriculum, Spanish. They are teaching us Spanish.
Why Spanish? Do you know, or they
Maybe
decided-
because
We are colonized.
we were
Oh,
colonized
you
by
were
Spain.
colonized. Okay, you're
Yeah,
Spanish.
maybe that's the reason
The
why.
first colonization done by Spaniard. I think next to Spaniard is Japan that or America.
Spanish, then Spanish then Spanish is the First World War.
Yeah.
Then after that we were
Japan.
one more shot before dinner. Another shot.
Why not?
It's smooth, right? it's smooth. Yeah.
No, it's good. Thank you.
So, how do you find New Zealand?
I love it here.
Love it?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Really?
I was in Malaysia before this, before I came to New Zealand.
Yeah.
And well, the hitchhiking was really good there. Everyone was very friendly, and it was a beautiful country. But it was way too hot for me.
Other than that, yeah.
Yeah, I
But
could not be outside like comfortably at all, especially if I was trying to walk with the big backpack on and all the camera equipment and stuff I have. So after
So you got all those placards. Okay, I'm going to Dunedin. I'm going to
yeah, to say where you're going and stuff.
Right, okay.
Well, in this case, I just didn't use a sign. I just used my thumb because it's like Highway 1. It kind of is all just southbound. So just a thumb this time. But quite often I'll have a sign that's like this town or this direction written on there. But yeah, after a week and a bit in Malaysia, I hitchhiked to Kuala Lumpur, and I got there and I'm like, man, it sucks being outside. So super short notice, it was like a day or two later, I got a flight to Auckland, like super last minute, and I'm like, the weather here is like 14 to 20 degrees every day. It's even hotter
It's
now.
nice. It's nice down here. It's
Yeah.
really hot
It's
today.
just comfortable to be
Comfortable,
for me as a Canadian. That temperature range is like great for my traveling, and then I sleep in a tent most nights. I just set it up in the woods, and I love the temperature range that we're getting here. It's like
Okay.
like 5 to 12 degrees overnight. That's just nice. I have good sleeping equipment, so it's just cozy and I sleep well. And I couldn't do that in Malaysia. overnight temperatures were hot.
It was really hot.
During the day, it was even hotter.
So
It
what
was,
if you just put your bag under the tree and just lie down there
Where in
in Malaysia?
because it was too hot for me to sleep outside.
But it's still hot.
Yeah.
When it's like 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, when you're trying to sleep and it's still humid, it's just like I can't. I'm just covered in sweat.
Okay.
So where's your destination tomorrow?
I'll be continuing south on the Highway 1, like eventually Dunedin and continuing. I don't travel with too much of a plan for each day. I just kind of see where I end up.
Okay.
Have you been to Tikapo?
Uh,
Tikapo is a nice place down here.
Where is it?
Tikapo.
Actually,
Lake
map.
Tikapo.
Lake Tekapo.
Yeah. That's a nice place.
No, I don't think I've been there yet. Like today I was in Christchurch to start with.
Yeah, okay. Tikapo is a best place up here. The next... There are so many... New Zealand is a good place. There are... The scenic is down here.
Oh yeah,
Really
no,
is
you
stunning.
anywhere in New Zealand, there's
Anywhere
some
in New
really
Zealand,
nice spots. How do you spell the
Lake Tikapo, T-E
T-E?
K-A-P-O. Lake
Yeah.
Tikapo.
Tekapo. Let's see. Ooh, okay. So if we go
Yeah, that's a
inland
beautiful
from
place.
here. Oh yeah, we just
Yeah,
drive
don't
west
miss
from
that
here.
place. That's a really good one. If you are planning to go to Dunedin, and if you are going to hitchhike down there,
Yep.
then Dunedin to Cromwell.
To Cromwell.
Cromwell is a nice place too,
Okay.
because that's most of the
Oh, I see
fruit-
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's near Queenstown. So
Then
everyone
next
said
will
I
be
have
Queenstown.
to,
Yeah.
Everyone told me I had to go to Queenstown. So, yeah, I guess. Well, I could either take Highway 8 to Tekapo. You say that right? Tekapo.
Tikapo, yeah.
And then continue south, Cromwell, Queenstown, or so you'd say that's
Cromwell,
a lot. That's a lot
take
nicer
Queenstown,
than going.
Or Milford. Milford Sound is the nice place
I
down
heard,
here.
yeah, people were telling me. So that'd be nicer to go that way than to go straight south along the coast, like Oamaru and.
Umaru is
Maraki.
a good place too. Umaru, it's a historic one, and yeah, Umaru is a nice place.
There's so many nice places. I do actually. I can be here at least another month and a bit, so I got a lot of time where I
A
can
lot of time. Oh, okay, that will
explore
be right.
and I can like weave through every single route on the south.
So, what do you do for a living?
My job is to film and broadcast hitchhiking.
Oh,
And
really?
I've done that for a year and a half. Yeah.
Oh, really?
So it's
So, are you earning good money on that?
enough to travel full time. I'm not about to retire, but it was something I was passionate about before I started filming. I hitchhiked and then worked between trips for 4 years before I started filming it. And then I decided to show people what it's like to hitchhike because it has a bad reputation in most places. Here's the
Yeah.
exception. But most places it has a bad reputation, but I've always enjoyed it. I've met wonderful people, and I've gone so many interesting places that I would have never found on my own unless people picked me up and took me there.
Yeah.
So I decided to show people, and now I've been filming and broadcasting the hitchhiking for a year and a half. 27 countries now with the camera.
Oh, really?
And yeah, it's self-sustaining enough. where I
So,
can-
you already been on 26 countries, right?
with the
26?
camera, and then 34 in total.
34.
Just by myself.
What
yeah.
is the worst country that you've been?
The worst country?
Yeah.
The country I enjoyed the least while I was there was hitchhiking across Russia. Because it's 10,000 kilometers, and I only met 2 people hitchhiking across that could speak any amount of English.
Of English. Okay.
And that's not really that much of a problem. Now with technology, you can like kind of voice translate and have a conversation where you couldn't before.
Ah.
But the problem is, like, when you're going 10,000 kilometers and everything's super spread out, my average ride length was probably like 500 kilometers. So on average, you're spending like 5 hours in the car with someone or more. And you don't really fight for a conversation through the translator for 5 hours straight. So if anything, it was boring because, like, I spent most of the time just kind of looking, like, just sitting. And I had 10,000 kilometers to go. So when I first got in, I learned a bit of Russian, so I learned a few phrases, and then we'd pull out the translator, and we'd have your basic small talk conversation.
Okay.
But within 30 minutes, it's like you have to really fight for that conversation. So usually it would wind down, and then you're just chilling there for hours.
They
Oh.
cannot speak English well. Only the
Yeah, that's a problem in
people
Russia.
can speak English in Russia. Russia?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in Moscow, I met several people that could speak English. It's once you got central. east of
Did you
Moscow.
charge some of your equipment? Well, we're having
Tonight
dinner.
I can plug in a few things.
Okay.
But yeah, for now I'm good because I actually stayed inside and recharged all my batteries in Christchurch. I camped out the 4 nights previous to that, so you caught me on a good day. I just did laundry and I just showered yesterday, or this morning rather. And all my batteries are charged. If you like pick up my backpack, it's on the heavy side of things, and mostly that's because of the batteries.
How much?
Well, yeah,
How
give
much
her
is
give
it?
her a lift and let me know what you think.
Oh shit. Oh, that's a good way. That's a good way. Because like this coming November, actually I already gained weight because like it's snow and yeah. So I am planning to start a workout tomorrow.
Working out tomorrow?
yeah.
What type of working out are you gonna do? Like
maybe
weight training or like more like cardio?
Maybe first it's just walking.
Walking, yeah.
Yeah, but that's the walking like for 5 or 10 kilometers.
Yeah.
Just to start tomorrow.
Okay.
That's the aim. So yeah. And I already like grab some of those sandbag to put it on the bag. So because we are planning to go tramping,
Yeah.
go tramping
Oh, okay.
like this coming summer. So
Maybe it's
yeah.
time to have a
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Come
yeah.
on.
All right, let's go. All right.
Okay. Just sit down there.
Sit down here. All
Yeah.
right.
Is that alright for you?
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, looks delicious.
Oh, just yeah. That's our. So yeah.
Great.
Saan si Lars nakakain na ba?
And is it okay to like show the dinner?
Yeah,
that we're
that's
eating?
alright.
Okay. All right. Cool. Because it looks delicious.
The salad. That,
Are you sick, Mama?
yeah, I am, but I have to work tomorrow.
Huh?
Yeah.
Don't come. Stay here. Just eat a lot. My mom cooked this one.
Oh, it looks great. I don't get many home cooked meals, so I eat a lot of fast food and
So microwave.
thank you so much.
Filipino spaghetti.
Filipino
I don't know
spaghetti.
where did they
I don't know if we had
Saan mo to nilagay?
microwave.
Okay. Is that right?
Microwave. Yeah.
Is it hot? Could you microwave it again? It's still hot?
It's okay na. It's really hot now.
Sure?
Yes. I want that.
Okay, fill it up and burn it tomorrow.
So where's your next destination?
I'm just slowly continuing south.
Okay.
But I've got another.
sauce. Dad, will you please give him bread? This one, this is bread.
That's a garlic bread.
Garlic bread,
Good,
beautiful.
yeah. That's a roasted pork, Filipino way.
Roasted
Just
pork.
try- just
Filipino
try
way.
it.
I'll definitely try that. That'll be good. But yeah, I'll be in New Zealand another probably month, just over a month. So I've got a lot of time to explore.
Okay.
But I started in Auckland, worked my way to the South Island here, and now I've just going all over to check it out. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't make too many plans, but I've got a lot of time, so I can check out a lot of different places and take my time. Yeah.
Careful,
We got
just
rice?
yourself.
Rice.
Rice.
Definitely get some rice. Yeah.
Rice is life.
Oh, okay.
That's a garlic bread.
I'll just have rice.
Sorry. Does it pull off?
Just, yeah.
If you want, you can grab whole.
The whole thing?
Give him adobo.
Just
Try this
fill it home.
one.
Just
Give
That's
him
the
adobo.
Filipino way. That's the Filipino. It's a chicken.
What's this?
Right.
That's the rice.
No, no, that.
Adobo.
That's a chicken.
This
The
chicken.
Filipino dish.
But it's what we call them. We cook it
With soy sauce.
with soy sauce. And,
Vinegar.
Is it
that's a chicken. Do you like
it's chicken? No, I love chicken. Soy
That's
sauce and everything. Oh, that looks good.
Come on. Let's have peace. Yeah.
Here's that piece.
Enjoy. Enjoy your meal.
Thank you so much.
Spaghetti. Do you eat spaghetti in your place?
Oh, we eat spaghetti. We kind of eat everything in Canada because we're a country with people from all over the world. It's very
You have Jollibee there, right?
Have
We
we?
tried the Jollibee.
Jollibee.
Jollibee?
Filipino, like KFC.
Ooh, Jollibee?
Mm.
Maybe. I haven't seen it, but I'll have to be looking for it.
Tanggalan mo ng
Tanggal mo
tubig.
ng tubig.
Okay. I'll just...
What do you think?
Oh, it's
I'll
very
try.
tasty. I like it. It's got a little bit of spice to it as well.
Look, a
Just
little
a-
spicy.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit of spice. I like it. A lot of flavor to it.
Pambansang national dish. Philippine.
National dish, adobo. Is it adobo, ma?
Yeah. Or lechon.
Ah, lechon, roast pork, like the whole pork, whole pig, we just roast it. We just put it in the bamboo,
Hindi.
and then we
With charcoal.
charcoal.
Ayoko na.
It's been traffic in Ashburton, Daddy.
Why?
It's Friday.
Ay, Friday. Yeah.
10 minutes na, tanggalin ko na.
I have
Yeah, ma. Thank you.
Hindi yung ano.
lab mates from Canada.
Lab mates from Canada? Okay. Do you know which part of Canada?
Um, which part is mainly French?
The French part. Okay. Quebec, like Montreal, Quebec City, yeah.
Montreal, Winnipeg, and because my friend is, I got a job offer down there,
But in Edmonton? Is that the one?
Edmonton,
Yeah.
and the immigration of Canada is offering me a job on Saskatchewan.
Oh, in
But,
Saskatchewan, yeah. That's much like Edmonton, but even smaller.
It's smaller. Really?
Edmonton's actually a fairly large city. It's just kind of in.
Alright.
It's further north than most cities are in Canada. Canadians kind of hug the southern border because it's a little bit warmer the further south you go. So if you look at most of our cities, where our population is, we
Yung
hang
puti
out
na,
south.
yung puti.
We forgot
Sorry.
here, Trevor. Because we usually use spoon
We
and
usually
fork.
use
We forgot
spoon.
that you use knife.
Oh well,
Yeah.
I can adapt. I'm
Ah,
adaptable.
okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for accommodating me.
How about the shrimp? Do you eat shrimp?
I do. I'll have to. I'm gonna try everything here.
Try everything.
looks
Try
delicious.
Try everything.
I
Fill
will,
up and
I
burn
will.
it tomorrow. So you have the energy to.
No, for sure. I usually lose weight while I'm traveling, so this is a hearty meal. This looks delicious, or it is delicious. I'm eating it right now. It's wonderful.
Try that sa roasted pork.
The pork over there. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I'll dig into that as well.
Nabisita din kami kanina. So how's your day?
Good.
Yeah.
Just
Use your pork. Yeah.
use a fork.
Next week,
Thank
we'll
you.
have a long...
Oh, that's really hot. All right.
Why?
Thank you.
That's holiday. Friday.
A Friday, Dad. It's a holiday on Friday.
Why?
I know, I'll be here on Friday already. It's a long holiday.
Next week?
Yeah. What do you want?
It's Saturday.
Mami, huwag mong tanongin yan.
Ay, it's Friday today. Friday
It's Friday
morning.
today.
It's Friday morning. I'll be here.
Next week.
Or Thursday.
What is on
I don't know.
what kind of holiday? Yeah, I think it's a holiday because Christine told me.
That's so good.
No, there is no red in the calendar.
But it might be only Ashburton.
It might be an Ashburton only.
Okay.
The holiday.
Well, anyway, just enjoy your meal. I'm not feeling well. I just want to rest.
Okay,
Okay?
mommy.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you for dinner.
Just enjoy. Huh?
Thank you.
Thank you, ma.
Are you a nurse as well?
No, I work in lab tech.
Oh, lab tech. Okay.
What do you do in Canada?
My full-time job is to film traveling now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Oh,
I've
cool.
done that for a year and a half, and
Okay.
I just go around. I hitchhike. I
I forgot
show
to
people
take
what it's like to do
medicine.
something that not too many people do anymore, except in New Zealand. New Zealand is pretty common, but everywhere else in the world is
Do you do the sorry, like vlogging and stuff in the
Yeah, so it's broadcast to a website called Twitch TV. Have you heard of it
Okay.
before?
maybe.
It's mostly video game broadcasting. I'm just the one guy that hitchhikes on.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'll show you guys what it is. So
So before you went to New Zealand, where did you go?
I was in Malaysia before this.
Okay.
And then Singapore, and before that I was in the United States. And I did a trip from Eastern Canada to Western
Did you meet
US.
Trump?
Not this time. Not this time.
He's famous down here. He's famous down here, Trump.
He's famous. He's
everybody.
famous pretty much everywhere. Never knows his name.
Have you been to the Philippines? Not yet?
Not yet. No,
Okay.
I haven't. I would like to go, and I've had several people recommend I go to the Philippines. How do you think like hitchhiking would work in Philippines?
No.
It wouldn't work.
Not safe.
No, not safe or
That's safe, yeah.
It's not safe.
That will. Did you hitchhike in Malaysia?
I did. Yeah, I hitchhiked like crossed from Singapore into southern Malaysia and hitchhiked to Kuala Lumpur.
Because with Malaysia, it's like a whole country, but in the Philippines, it's like islands, tiny bits of
Archipelago.
islands. So, but you can try if you like. But yeah, just be
Alright.
safe.
People might
But
see the.
hitchhiking is not. It's not advisable down there.
No.
Okay.
It's not advisable.
But you can try different kinds of transportation in there. We have jeepneys.
Jeepneys.
We have different transportation that you can only see in the Philippines. So that's
Try those out. Yeah.
You can try train, pedicab, jeepneys,
Pedicab.
bicycle.
You can try everything, but not on hitchhiking. But not in hitchhiking.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's it? What was the one you call it? Pedicab.
Pedicab. It's like a
Pedicab.
bike.
Short distance.
It's a bike. Then you got, it's a three-wheeler bike.
A three-wheel bike.
With
That
the
tri-bike.
Yeah.
It's a covered one, and it
Oh,
was pedaled by, and you are just going to pay them maybe 10 cents.
10 cents to
In
pedal
dollars.
you down the road.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe a dollar now, Daddy.
$1 now.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's different kinds of transportation there. What else?
Yeah, they might rip you off though.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well,
Most especially if you're.
I've been to like Vietnam and you pay like your tourist tax. Like they'll charge more to me because they know I'm not from there than the price they charge to someone they know is local to the area, which is, I guess, fair enough. But that's okay.
What else? Where did you? How was your Singapore one? How long did you stay there?
I think I was there. What was it? Just 3 days in Singapore.
Hitchhiking as well.
Well, no, not in Singapore. It's kind of like a very small place, and most of it's developed. So there's not many places you could really hitchhike in Singapore. The only thing maybe would be is you could get close to the border to Malaysia and try to hitch it across the border. But then you have that kind of... People are leery on picking up people to take them across an international border because there's strict rules about crossing the border and what you can bring with you, and that person doesn't know what you have in your bag and everything like that. So it might be difficult. So I just took a city bus. Like people would commute across that border between Malaysia and Singapore.
Yeah, yeah.
It's cheaper to live in Malaysia, so they'll, I think, like work in Singapore, live in Malaysia, in Johor Bahru. It's a nice city. It's super clean. It's crazy. But I just can't handle the heat and the humidity. Being from Canada, I can't do it.
Is it hotter in the Philippines, Daddy, than Singapore?
No, it's hotter in Singapore.
Is it?
That's why
Because
before.
when I went in Singapore, I know it's hotter in Manila.
Nah, but before that, like when I'm going to Philippines first, that's why I usually stay in Singapore for 2 to 3 days, just to climatize. Like just because my body is still climatized.
Yeah.
Like so you can adapt. So once you already in the Philippines, shit, it's really hot in Singapore. You can really feel it. Not on Bulacan. Bulacan is a little bit.
That's where we live in the Philippines, Bulacan.
It's a little bit cooler down there.
Also, it's in the southern part of the Philippines.
Northern.
Oh, northern part. Sorry.
Northern.
We're all tired from work.
We're all come from work.
You
Yeah.
can see our faces.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
It's Friday.
we are tired from work.
Yeah.
Because it's Friday. Tomorrow will be a different day.
So you have some plans. You're going fishing tomorrow, you think?
I'm planning, but it depends if I can wake up
You
early.
don't have a license.
I already got license.
Oh.
Yeah. I purchased a family one. So we can go fishing anytime. Not on the whole, not on down here. It's the whole South Island.
Okay.
We can go fishing the whole South Island.
Even if we're more than 18. I think we need to have our own license now. Then
I think so. Yeah.
we're more than 18.
But when
Family licenses includes everyone.
Even if you're old.
Yeah, because if you,
It's
if
a
you go
family,
on a
yeah.
family fishing
because
trip,
I paid $173 for the family
it's for the whole family.
For how
regardless
long?
of age. 1 year?
for 1 year
1 year. Oh,
for the season. Yeah.
that's all we're doing, right?
So we can, because one of the forklift operator at the workplace, don't jealous with me, Dennis. This is what I thought.
Did he show you some picture?
Yeah, showed me some picture, and see, he also tell me his secret. This is just purchase this one. Just grab the 28 grams, and that will adapt on the canals.
What 28 grams?
28 grams of spoon and slice, what they call them.
Okay.
A babe.
This is the secret. Yeah, this is the secret. And if you are going to go to the river, just some of those, what they call them, Tasmanian devil.
Yeah.
Tasmanian devil.
Yeah, Tasmanian devil. Yeah, Tasmanian devil is the name of the lure. Yeah. Just grab the luminous one. He just told me, and he showed me what he caught. It's a really massive rainbow trout, salmon, and feel at home. Just fill up. Yeah.
Daddy, can I have more water, please?
Just try everything.
Oh, I'm going to.
Adobo. That's Filipino dish. Chicken.
I had that, right? You put that on
Yeah.
top of my rice? Yeah, okay. But yeah, I'll have to try everything.
Try everything. Just fill up.
If
Just
you can
fill
try
at home.
everything, you can eat some in the morning.
What about you guys? Do you have plans for the weekend?
Working.
Oh, you're working on the weekend?
Sleeping.
Oh, no.
Just tomorrow.
Okay.
What will we do for Sunday?
I don't know.
Is it expensive to spend holiday on Canada? We
It's
are
on the
like.
expensive side. And the New Zealand dollar doesn't convert well.
Yeah.
Is it expensive down there? Because we are my wife and I is planning to have a holiday down there.
Mhm.
Is it too expensive?
It's probably probably similar to New Zealand. Some places will be more expensive. Like Vancouver is extremely expensive. Other places,
Vancouver.
Yeah.
Vancouver. Okay.
other places will be less so. But you're converting from the New Zealand dollar, so you'll lose. What is it? You lose like 20% or something.
20%. Yes.
Maybe just under.
Isn't it Vancouver the place where the housing has so much inflation as well because the Chinese has been buying
A whole lot of foreign investment, and I think they've changed things a little bit for allowing foreign investment in real estate. Because the problem Vancouver has a lot is, well, housing prices are insane for renting, but a lot of the houses are sitting completely empty in apartments
that's
because
what I
people
heard.
invest in
That's
them
what I
and then they
saw.
just leave them. They don't rent them out. They just sit there. So they consider that a problem. So I think they added a bunch of tax to the foreign investment on real estate purchases specifically for Vancouver.
Yeah.
And I think it slowed down that process, but still, any piece of property is well over $1 million.
Yeah, because I've seen this interview to a woman in a neighborhood that the government is not really the government. The real estate people are asking her to sell her house. They can go 1.5 Canadian dollars for it, and she doesn't want to sell it. But all her neighbors have sold the houses around her, and she's a bit sad because there's no one there. No one's living there, and you can't call it a community anymore because it's an empty house.
No, that's true. And any piece of property is just worth so much in Vancouver now.
All right.
They don't care what the house is on it; they're gonna tear it down anyway and rebuild whatever they feel like building. So you'll see like it's kind of funny. Like you'll see this picture of a real estate listing, and it'll be like a derelict cabin, like this thing that hasn't been lived in probably 30 years, falling apart with broken windows, and it's like a tiny little square. And it'll be like $2.7 million, and you're like, what? But it's because the land that it's on. They don't care about the house. In fact, it's probably better that there's a little tiny house on there because it would cost less to actually tear down a little tiny cabin than there would be to tear down a big house. But it just looks funny seeing that listing where you're like, the property isn't even that big. It's just in Vancouver, and it's a piece of land, so now it's worth millions.
That's sad.
Yeah, because I saw in one of the interviews, like, both of them are doctors, but they can't afford the house in Vancouver.
Houses.
Yeah, well, yeah, if you're...
It's like same in Auckland. Auckland is the same.
But not as much, Lara.
Auckland's very expensive, but the whole west coast of Canada and the United States is super expensive in any of the cities. So, like, Vancouver's super expensive, but so is Seattle. Seattle's similar. Portland, Oregon, the same. It's just insanely expensive to purchase real estate. And then you can go down to San Francisco, and it's probably even more expensive than Vancouver. I think it is.
Yeah, San Francisco.
And then LA as well. Insane. Any piece of property is worth a ton of money. And San Diego. All major cities on the western seaboard of North America.
They have a different accent. They speak clearly than the Kiwi.
Dad, you've been here for quite long, that's why.
Maybe.
You're not
Yeah.
used to it.
So you find it easy to understand my accent?
Yeah, I can understand everything
Because most of
clearly.
them roll their R's in here.
Yeah.
And then the way, if you go further down south, you can see the change of the accent.
Okay.
Getting
Yeah.
thicker
Yeah,
and
from
thicker.
Oakland down south, you will notice the accents.
Well, I find in most places, the people that live in the larger cities, they have like the more like, I guess like proper accent in whatever country you're in. And then as you get into more rural areas, that's where you get the thick accents come out.
Yeah.
Like if you go to the far east coast of Canada, you're in Newfoundland, and they have really strong accents there. It's like
Newfoundland.
yeah,
Oh,
you've heard of it
okay.
before?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. But it almost has like some Irish twang to it, like Ireland, mixed with I don't even know. I don't know. I could show you an example, but it's it's a very strong accent. Actually, you might be curious. We'll do that after dinner.
Oh, okay.
So depending where you are in Canada, there's definitely some strong accents, but I'm from a place that I guess doesn't have too much of
Where
an
are you
accent.
from in Canada?
Well, I'm from Vancouver Island.
Vancouver.
So there's an island right next to there. This long, skinny island, and that's my home. I'm from a town of...
Fishing is good down there.
Oh, it
Canada.
is. It's very good.
Salmon fishing.
Salmon fishing, yeah.
I seen it like salmon fishing. And it's really big salmon down there.
And there's different kinds.
Different
I used
kinds.
to go fishing for the sockeye salmon run because they're really tasty. It's a good salmon, but it's not the biggest salmon.
That's the pink one, right?
There's pink salmon as well. There's like coho salmon,
Have you
and
tried New Zealand king salmon yet?
I haven't no.
I think
Oh, you should. Today is Friday. Oh, it's gone. They have there's a factory here.
Oh really?
Salmon factory. But there's one near in Tekapo as well.
Okay.
And think about that's we usually fish down there on the canals.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like, I reckon that's the superior of all salmon all over the world. This New Zealand king salmon.
Yeah. No, I'll definitely have to try it. Because in
Because
Canada we have Pacific salmon, we have Atlantic salmon, and the West Coast, Pacific side, we always claim to have the best salmon compared to the East Coast especially. But then I'll have to try the
try the salmon down here.
king salmon.
Because when we
Okay,
try
don't go to the supermarket ones. Those are different.
when they serve us salmon and sashimi.
In restaurants.
Restaurant in Christchurch. But then
Ah,
the
okay.
salmon
And then
here
I know the steaks in here are quite nice.
like beef.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll have to try. I went to one place in what was it, Hanmer Springs, and they had like a special for steak. It was like a half-kilo steak and mashed potatoes for $20. And I'm like, okay, at a restaurant for a half-kilo steak. That's
Half-kilo
that's
steak,
a
yeah.
good. That's a good deal.
That's a good deal.
yeah.
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 Is it the one? What do you reckon about the? Oh no, it's not half kg. The one we
That's what it's Scots fillet.
Oh, okay.
And
That's
then,
a Scots fillet. That's at $33. That's an expensive steak. But that was the juiciest one.
and then what in Hamner, on the $20 steak. How did you find it?
I thought it was very good. I knew it wasn't like the best cut of steak you could buy. Like it was on the tougher side compared to some other types of steak, but it was like a thick, big cut of steak, and it was really hearty. So like, I expected to find it was like the daily special, so that's why it was cheap. But
Okay.
because I wanted to try steak here, I'm like, wow, it's $20 for half kilo steak. That was a big steak and potatoes. So that was a hearty meal. I was very happy with that.
We love steak.
Yeah.
You know, all kinds of steak. We love it. I love the rib eye and then the T-bone.
My friend, her family
I'll
owns
just-
a butchery,
Oh yeah.
so we get steaks from there.
Well, and that's probably like some pretty good steaks you get there,
Yeah.
like local kind of cows.
Just
and
eat more.
stuff.
Yeah.
Do you want something else?
I'm really full. Just eat, Trevor. Just feel at home.
How many countries have you been to? Must be heaps by now.
I've hitchhiked in 34, and I've been to a few more, but I mostly count the ones that I like hitchhiked in.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have like any goal of going to all the countries or anything. That's kind of where we ended up so far. And I've had the opportunity to do a lot of traveling in the past year and a half because of the filming I do, because I travel full time now. So I travel for about 3 to 5 months straight.
3 to 5 months in each country or
No, just like
different
on a
ones?
trip. Like this trip started in Eastern Canada, then I spent like a month kind of going across North America to San Diego, California. Spent some time there for a convention. Then from there I flew out to Singapore and I've been traveling there for a bit. Then I'll be in New Zealand for like a month and a half or whatever. So in total it'll be, I don't know, like 4 months on this trip. Then I go home to Canada for, in this time, Christmas for, I think it's like 10 days. And then I leave to Australia and I'll probably be gone for another 3 to 5 month block until I do another trip home for a week or two. And that's kind of what my cycle has been so far. Is travel 3 to 5 months, home for one week, 2 week, max 3 weeks, and then back to traveling for
But at
3 to
least
5
you
months.
enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, I love it. I love it. But I have everything like mixed up. Most people like they work and then they're trying to save money to maybe go on a trip and stuff like that.
Yeah.
My work is the trip, and then my vacation is to go home and do nothing.
Yeah, okay.
Really?
Different
Yeah.
one.
It's like completely turned around.
That's a
That's a nice one.
Yeah, no, it's really nice, and because after 3 to 5 months, I'm looking forward to doing nothing and seeing some familiar faces, people I know,
Yeah.
and maybe a place I know, like somewhere I'm really comfortable with, and relaxing and having a few home cooked meal. Like have my mom make me something. She's a good cook. Mom, if you're watching, good cook.
so your mom is watching.
Sometimes she does.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes she does. She probably she watches it the most of my family, I think.
Okay.
But they also like it because they can watch, so they can check in on me and see how I'm doing.
Kind of
Because like I try to call them on occasion, but I don't do it as much as I should.
Oh,
But if they're curious what I'm up to or how I've been doing, they can just check in on all the films and see what I've been up to.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, because I traveled for 4 years prior to this, and I don't think my mom liked it that much. Well, hitchhiking is known to be a dangerous thing.
Yeah, because
Right.
like if you're just watching like some of those horror movies.
Oh,
Some-
the horror movies.
Yeah, it's hikers that hitchhiker like
Yeah. Well, yeah. Any kind of if a movie involves hitchhiking, it was probably a horror movie.
yeah.
They've never really showed hitchhiking in a positive way. I think the only movie that I've seen that showed it in any kind of positive way might have been. Have you ever seen Into the Wild?
Yeah, I watched that
The
one.
movie didn't end well. It didn't end positively, but the hitchhiking was portrayed in a positive way. The people he met along the road
Along the
hitchhiking
road.
were wonderful people, and that was my experience.
Is
or
it
is my experience.
Witherspoon? Reese Witherspoon.
Uh,
Wild.
oh, that's the
Reese Witherspoon.
that's the hiking one, right?
Yeah.
What's that one called?
I think no, it's out. It's the long trail in.
Yeah, that's. I think
it's a
she's
different
hiking
one.
the Pacific Crest Trail.
Yeah.
Doing a through hike of like a 4,000 kilometer trail.
But I think I watched the Into the Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's with a. Oh, I don't remember what his name is. But yeah, he hitchhikes from the eastern United States to Alaska, and then he like lives in a
Oh
little
yes, is it
van.
the one in? Yeah. I saw that one.
Yeah. So that shows hitchhiking in what I'd say a positive light. The movie doesn't end well, like he dies in the end. but it has nothing to do with hitchhiking. It's just living in nature, and he gets sick. But everything else in media, if it shows hitchhiking, it shows...
It's quite scary.
Yes. Shows it as something very dangerous, something wrong has happened, you get picked up by some crazy person. And I've certainly been picked up by people that are a little quirky, a little different. Maybe you could consider them crazy, but not dangerously so. Just like they believe different things and they act a different way and say different things. But they've still been nice to me.
There's one time I'm from Oamaru, and then I hitchhiked someone, and then I said that I'm heading to Timaru, and then he said, oh, that's nice, that's my next destination. I was like, okay, you can just tag along.
Yeah.
And then he was like, when in Timaru, I was like, oh, you can take this one. He gave me something. I was like, no, it's all right because I'm really heading to Timaru. And then he was like, no, you can take that one. I was like, what's that one? And then I bring that one home, and I was like, it's one of my friends. I was like, oh, you can have, what's this? Because I was like, oh, that's a weed.
Oh, they give you weed?
And then it cost like $50, and I was like, oh, really? Because like if I saw like marijuana in TV, it's like a leaf like that.
Okay,
so
but you
I
haven't
was
seen
thinking,
the buds of them. Okay.
So I was like,
So was that your first time actually seeing marijuana that would like someone would okay?
that's the first. I was like, because if I heard that one, I was thinking about the leaves.
Yeah. You don't smoke the leaves. You smoke like these like buds grow.
Yeah. So
and
I
then
just
they
gave it to my friend. He was so happy.
They're very happy about that. There
It
you
was
go.
it's like a $50 one, the small one.
Wow.
He was
It's
like,
expensive.
I said to the guy like, you can have that one. It's all right because it's just along the way. And no. He just gave me that one. I was like, well, I just took it. But in my mind, I was like, what's this one? What would I do to this one? And then he just say, thank you. And then I was like, oh, yeah.
So you didn't actually know what it was at all. It was just a plant that he gave you, and you're like, all right.
Yeah, he was
Random
like,
anonymous
He was like, oh, it's the payment. Like, I was like, no, it's all right. That's just for, since I'm heading in Timaru as well. I was like,
Was that person
weird.
local here, or is that they for somewhere else? Do you remember?
I think they're local.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think
I believe
local.
that, yeah.
What is that?
Whenever...
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I think local.
Yeah. Whenever I'm hitchhiking, like, you shouldn't be carrying anything. It's still illegal here, I believe, to have...
Illegal.
Yeah, to...
Because I was like, what's this one? And then I was like... And then my friend was like, I know he knows all of it. I was like, oh, like, where did you get this? I go, the one that I hitchhiked. I was like, oh no. But that's so funny. And then I told my workmates about that one. And then I usually bring a big van at work because I just work like from house to work it's just 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then they just call me Bob Marley because of the big van, and then the one
And then
I
you
told
got
them.
okay.
So funny.
There you go. How many people do you think you've picked up in your life?
I picked up 3.
You picked up 3? Oh.
Maybe with me like 15 to 20.
Okay, you
Yeah,
picked
sometimes
up 3 too.
couple,
Yeah.
sometimes like guy or a female, male or couple. Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
used to drive a lot from
15,
uni to
20.
here. Just 2 hours
Oh, yeah?
back and forth. So it's quite nice because I feel like I'm saving petrol if somebody's coming with me.
Yeah, and then I know you have someone to talk to.
What was the thought process when you saw me hitchhiking?
I was like, it's like, because like the what, I think that you traveled a lot. I can see that one.
Okay.
Yeah, because sometimes there could be like creepy ones as well.
So I didn't look creepy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, maybe sometimes you just don't pick up someone, who's
Yeah, because
high or...
if it doesn't feel like,
Yeah.
it's, you won't stop, like.
Well, I try to look as clean and presentable as I can. Usually I
Yeah.
shave all my, I usually don't have any facial hair or anything. So I look like, I don't know, clean and
But if it's-
non-smelly and someone you'd actually want to sit next to in your car.
Yeah,
That's kind of my goal.
Yeah, the non-smelly ones. Because
Yeah.
sometimes they but that's all right with me. Like if I bring like a bigger car, but if it's a smaller one,
Then it's all compact in there, yeah.
But mostly if it's female, like it's like 100% thick.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think the most interesting
Or couple.
person I have picked up is this 21-year-old guy from Germany, and he was here around this time of the year, and he's been going from one place to another. He's working on farms,
Yeah,
potato
working
farms.
holiday.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, to sustain his traveling. So
Yeah.
he doesn't really have a plan. So he just goes from one place to another.
Yeah.
And then I picked up a Chinese girl too. Like she was traveling, and I said, "So how it going? Why are you traveling?" And she said she escaped an arranged marriage in China.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and she doesn't have money because her family wouldn't support her. That's why she is hitchhiking.
Wow.
Mm.
That's a crazy situation.
Yeah, I also.
But so you picked up 3 people, and you had that guy that was doing that, and then you picked up a Chinese lady escaping an arranged
Yeah,
marriage. That is some crazy stories for 3
different ones.
rides. Yeah.
And then I think the first one was, the guy. He's a Maori guy. Are you familiar with Maori?
They're
He's a
natives
Maori
from
guy.
here.
At first, I was a bit scared because I was a bit okay. Did I do the right decision? But I feel bad because they've been here under the sun waiting for cars, and I just picked him up. And yeah, he was going from one sheep farm to another. So he's
Okay.
shearing
Shearing sheep.
shearing
Okay.
sheep.
Yeah.
until I think he's gonna do that until winter next year.
Yeah.
And see his family. So that's what he do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, some interesting people you picked up.
Yeah, different. I think different ones, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like everyone is
Ye-
unique.
Yeah, everyone is different.
It's
Even
a
the
long
one that
travel.
you-
And it's the same from my perspective. Is if everyone that picks me up is like
Different.
from like has a different story from a different place.
Yeah.
And it's cool to be able to meet these different people from different walks of life and learn a little bit as you go
Yeah.
about all these different people. Because now I've been picked up about 1,700 times in my life.
1,700.
Like because I've done it extensively. Well, just the past year and a half has been about 1,000 rides because it's been very busy year and a half now that I do it full time. Like almost every day is a hitchhiking day.
What if do you get a day that nobody picks you up?
I've never had a day where I like start in the morning and then I don't get picked up all day. I've had days where I might start hitchhiking, let's say like here at like 5 p.m. and it gets dark at 8:30. Once the sun sets, I'm done for the night, and I'll just walk out into the bush, set up my tent, camp out the night, and then in the morning, once the sun's back up, I'll try again.
Okay.
So I don't hitchhike at night, but I have gone like from morning until close to sunset without a ride. The longest wait I've done is 8.5 hours
8.5.
in northern British Columbia, Canada. There's a lack of traffic, so like just not many cars were going past because there's like almost 500 kilometers between the town I was in and the next major kind of town down the
500
road.
kilometers.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you get to pick your, what if someone who stopped by you looks dodgy?
Can you say?
Oh, I've turned down rides. Yeah.
You have?
I have. Yeah. So
What's the
what's it
scariest one as well?
I should actually show you a clip because we have it filmed, right?
I will.
I'll show you one of the like creeper guys that like pulled over and I turned down the ride.
my
But we had
God.
one that was in Washington State, United States, and I've had a similar thing happen a few times where they pull over, and I always talk to people before I get in the car for this particular reason, so I can feel out their personality before I get in, because it's a bit of a trust thing when you get in someone's car, and same for letting someone in your car. But I'm like, hey, where are you about to heading to? And he's like, just get in the car.
Oh my
And
god.
I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No. Like, just because he came off, like, immediately in an aggressive way, just, like, demanding that you get in the car. I'm like, yeah, that's going to be a no from me. So I'm like, thank you for stopping. I'm going to wait for the next ride. Have a nice day. And I'm just, like, shut the door and then walk away, and he just drives away. But, yeah, we had this other one that was, guy was just, what did he do? So he drove past me, stopped, like, a few hundred meters past me around a corner, and then decided he wanted to pull over. So he pulled over and then slammed it in reverse and drove down the road backwards.
Yeah.
Like, just, like, flying
Really
down the road
fast.
backwards, and then like pulled over. So I'm like, oh jeez. But I walked up to the car. What did he say? He just was acting really shifty and crazy.
Oh my
So I'm
God.
like, I don't think I want to ride this person. So I did
Yeah.
the same thing. I'm like, I'll wait for the next ride. Don't worry about it. And then he's like, was flustered by that, and he's like, don't you want to be famous? And then I'm like, no, man. I just closed the door and walk away. But then he got out of the car, and he's like, come on, like, why don't you want to go? I'm like, yeah.
Sorry, are you? Do you wanna
Actually,
eat more?
yeah, no, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm done for now.
You done?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
All right. But I need to eat more. I need to try the things like
Oh!
tomorrow.
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 I'll
Okay.
be just in there.
Yeah. Okay.
Just
If you're early, you'll be alright because everyone leaves early as well.
Everyone leaves early. Okay.
Mm,
So, are you all leaving early? Are you leaving as well in the morning?
Actually, I'll be going to town at around 7. But the first one who will leave, I think that is not. I know
Me.
he's fishing.
I'm the first one who's going to
Or
leave.
5 and mom is 5:30.
But
You guys
I
get
would
up
take
early.
him, but I'm going north,
Yeah.
Okay.
not south,
Yeah. Okay.
and it's dark.
And it's time. Yeah.
That's so
Like
dark.
because I leave at 5:30.
Yeah. That's early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I work 6 to 6.
I can just drop.
6 to 6 is a long shift.
Wait, I can just drop you at around 7 or 6, like in the
main
In the town?
main
Wash
highway, Washdyke, isn't it?
Yeah.
What? You're
Washdyke.
heading to?
Either south on Highway 1, so that would be to.
You can either drop him to Washdyke or on the way going to Tekapo.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Let's just
Lesson point.
let's just see if
What's his?
what's his plan. So
Well, like I was gonna. My initial plan was to continue south down the coastal highway, so Oamaru.
so in here, I'll just drop you off in
In
there
town?
tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm not in town,
It's
but
gonna
at
be
the end-
easy.
Yeah,
You get
Okay.
rides
If,
easy.
It will?
you're,
Yeah, okay.
If you're going to Oamaru, I'll just drop you in there
Okay. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you.
Okay.
at around 6 or 7 or 7.
Okay.
It's up to you. What
Yeah,
time.
like when you get up, like I don't need to do much, so you can just.
Okay. Maybe at around 7.
Okay, sounds good. What are you gonna do tomorrow?
I'll just visit my friends.
Okay, and you're leaving at 7.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are your friends in town?
I know. Because we'll be going to Saturday markets.
Oh, okay. When do they start?
8
Okay,
or 9.
yeah.
So
And that is that in the town itself?
in the town, isn't it?
What?
Saturday market.
I'm not sure I have no social.
Saturday. I don't know because they're the one who know it.
Yeah.
I'll just go
Maybe the one. Yeah, it's in the town.
in the town.
It's town.
And then in Farlap, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I really doesn't know it. That's them who knows it, and
Yeah.
usually it starts at.
Do you
9.
want to go there first, or just hang out around Timaru or something?
How big is Timaru?
Or if you like, I can drop you off at Seabay. You can go around Seabay, isn't it, Lars?
Oh yeah, but he will find and
Because it's along the way.
Along
It's
the
along
way,
the way, so
yeah.
he can have like he can hitchhike going to Oamaru.
Because I wouldn't mind checking out the town a little bit, and it's not too much of a walk to get to the south end of the town where I could hitchhike
Yeah,
from I don't know, near where the market
Because if
stuff would
you're on Seabay or in the town,
Yeah.
it's like few walks, like minute
Yeah.
walk, and then you're already in the highway.
be. Yeah.
So yeah, I can drop you off in
What's Sea Bay? Is that
there. Caroline Bay. Caroline Bay.
okay? Oh, I see it. Yeah, I see it. Okay, yeah, no, that would work. If you drop me off there, and then I can
Yes.
check out the town a little bit in the morning
Yeah.
and just walk
Sometimes,
my way out.
sometimes at town, it's the shops are still closed.
At that time, you might have some like coffee shops open.
Yeah, the coffee
Yeah,
shops are
yeah.
open at 5:30 or 6.
Okay, then
So-
yeah, I might
coffee shop.
find a nice place by the coast, get a coffee,
Mm.
nice relaxing morning.
Yeah.
How many days a week do you work? Those
I'm on a
6
roster schedule,
What does that mean?
so I work 3 days.
Yeah.
And then get 3 days off, and then
Okay.
work 3 days again, and get 3 days off. So
okay.
it's a cycle.
Yeah.
But if I get 3 days off work, I get 9 days off in total. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Because it's 3, 3, 3,
There you
and then
go.
if you take out.
So on the red days I work.
On the red days you work.
So it's like
Oh, I see. Okay. Do you like that schedule, or would you prefer like a Monday to Friday kind of thing?
nah, I like it because I get 3 days
3 days,
off, or
yeah.
I can work extras and then get my annual leave and be gone
Okay.
for traveling. Yeah.
She and my mom, they've been to India for 2 months.
Okay.
So
India,
they
yeah.
traveled the whole India.
Yeah.
It was just last month.
Oh wow, you just got back last month.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think of India?
It's good.
We really enjoyed
It's
it.
very good.
Yeah.
Very good. And we traveled to 4 different states, 20 cities.
Mhm.
So it's a bit different every
Yeah.
time.
How were you traveling around it within India? Were you taking like trains or buses or
No,
flying? Or...
since I was with my mom, I can travel like, and then,
The ones that
I can't do the adventure thing.
Yeah.
So I hired a driver.
Oh, you hired a driver. Okay.
Yeah, and it's not very expensive because it's
Yeah.
India anyway.
Yeah.
And it's good. So we have a drive. We went from 2 states in South India. So one from point 1 to point B, and then flew to Delhi,
Okay.
and then went. So we have like 4 different drivers. One in South
Okay.
India,
Yeah.
and then one in the whole state of Rajasthan, Delhi to the Rajasthan to the Jaipur, Udaipur, and then I customized the trip. It's not the usual tourist trip I did because I want to see the holy city, Ganges River, where they're burning bodies. And the last city was Agra, Taj Mahal.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So we did an overnight train for that. So
Oh, you did an overtrain. Okay.
it was
And
good.
how long was the trip in total?
Like 6 weeks.
That's a good length of trip.
It's a
Month
good.
and a half. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's more than enough.
Yeah. Were you ready to go
once.
home after that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to a wedding. That's why I was there.
Oh, okay.
To an Indian wedding.
Yeah.
That's
Like a
good
friend from
experience.
here, or like
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, cool. How was the wedding?
It was 1,500 guests.
That's like a whole
It's
town.
crazy.
That's
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 really
insane.
crazy. And I said to her,
1,500.
so I computed it because I said, how long is the wedding gonna be like? So she said it's 12:30 because it has to be in an auspicious time. They call it the auspicious time.
Okay.
Like a good time for good luck. If you get married at 12:30 p.m., then you'll have a blessed marriage.
Okay.
What's that one again? 12:30 p.m.
In the afternoon. So I think she got married 12:30. We finished everything at 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So if you have 1,500 guests, she has only like how many seconds to say hello to.
Oh yeah, you cannot. I expect they didn't even say
But
hi
I
to
like
everyone.
it because they have this. Everything is there's flowers everywhere.
Yeah.
I get a chance to take photos too. I like taking photos and videos
Okay.
in my camera, but I don't have the time to put it all together in a film.
Yeah.
And so she told me, hey, you can do it because some people, they don't like their pictures taken in a wedding or something. She's like, just do it. And she has this live traditional Indian band. I like that the most. There's a guy that flutes and just amazing.
That would be an interesting experience.
It is
yeah.
interesting.
Because that's so different from like what you'd have as in a wedding in North America. Like if you have a wedding with like over 100 people, like that's a very large wedding.
Yeah. And what I noticed, so we ate in a banana leaf.
Yeah.
So you know how banana leaf can fold like that?
Yeah.
So you open it and then they put food, and there will be a server with a huge how do you say it? Like a basin or a
Yeah.
pail, and you just
Okay.
put
Okay.
stuff. So there's different things in one.
Yeah.
So different people serving
by
you
and-
and
yeah.
stuff like that. We use our hands, so no utensils.
Yeah.
And after you're done, you just have to fold the banana leaf
Okay.
and then they'll throw
And
it
then it's
away.
finished.
Interesting. How do you like eating with your hands?
It's fine.
It's fine.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because we
In
do that
Malaysia
back
they
home
did that.
too.
Okay, you do that. In
They did it
Philippines,
back
yeah.
home. But yeah, at the end of it, at the end of the trip, because they don't eat beef there, I think because cows are sacred,
Yeah.
they don't eat beef. They don't eat pork. To them, pork is for poor people, like low caste system. So I didn't have red meat for those 6 weeks. So when we went back home, going back from India, I think I fainted in China because of low iron levels.
Oh
My
wow.
body
Okay.
wasn't used to no meat.
Yeah.
I don't know your diet like, but
Everything.
having coming from here where we have a fridge just for meat. We eat meat a lot here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a bit of a shock.
Okay. So you recovered quickly once you got back to
Yeah.
all your regular diet.
Yeah, and then I got chicken nuggets from the airport. So that kind of saved my life. Because I don't know, it was crazy. And then, have you seen those people with the thing in
Yeah.
their forehead?
Yeah.
So we went traveling in the morning. Their principle is if you go to the temple. So part of the traveling is go to temples. If you go to temples, you have to take a bath, fresh, new clothes, new fresh mind, and
Yeah.
everything. And so you enter there, and a priest or someone will put a vermilion on your forehead. And once you have that on your forehead, you're not allowed to eat meat the rest of the day. Nobody will serve you meat.
Oh.
But
I
you
didn't
have to
know
do
that.
it in the morning. So
Oh. So then you're vegetarian from that point on for the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, it's like because I eat literally everything, and
Yeah.
a lot of meat as well.
So that
Yeah.
that was kind of shocking for me. But it was nice. It was actually nice.
Yeah. Is there anywhere else you'd like to go in the future? Like, do you have a short list of countries that you want to go to?
I wanna go. I was thinking if I
The next one will be in Easter Island.
You want to go to Easter Island? Oh, that'd be a cool place.
have you been?
I have not. No.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to Sri Lanka
Sri Lanka. Okay.
and
It's under India, isn't it?
no, it's different.
Like the teardrop one.
It's below India.
Yeah, below India.
Yeah, Sri Lanka and Nepal.
Oh, Nepal would be really cool. Yeah.
And I find it though the tour guides in India, I find them very very interesting and very very smart people.
Mhm.
Because the one I had in Varanasi, he's the same age as me, and it's kind of tough because in foreign countries, I mean in first world countries, you don't need masters or anything to be a tour guide, but they do.
They do. Okay.
They
Really?
do.
Wow.
So
Okay.
he has a master's in tourism or something,
Mhm.
and then the guide in Agra in Taj Mahal, he has a doctorate.
Wow.
It's kind of maybe because there's heaps of people there, so qualifications.
I've heard everything's very
raised-
competitive, so there's only a certain amount of spots for like each kind of
Yeah.
job, but also even to get into university and
So
stuff.
they've raised the bar to it. So anyway, so he was telling me, I got good pictures in Varanasi, the Holy Ganges, where they burn bodies and they perform a sacred thing, and there's grills and everything. It was so difficult for photography because you have to pay so much money to be in front, and some people are on the roof and stuff
okay,
like
yeah.
that. And he was telling me he's met so many people.
Mhm.
And then we went to this place in Varanasi as well, where Buddha had his first teaching.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow.
Yeah.
There's a lot of history there.
It's quite interesting, and I didn't know that Buddha's ashes were divided into 5 different places.
I didn't
So
know
one
that
of
either.
those 5 places is in there.
Okay.
So some
Okay.
people travel India to Nepal for that religious purpose, to see, to have a pilgrimage of Buddha's ashes.
Yeah.
And then it's just really different because it's different cultures, different religions, and different beliefs. Have you heard about Jainism?
Jainism.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds familiar, but I wouldn't know anything about it.
Yeah, so we've seen Jain people, and I think they came from Hinduism as well.
Mhm.
So Buddhism came from Hinduism as well, and then Jainism. And you can't go inside the temples if you have period. If you have,
Really?
yeah, you
Interesting.
can't.
Okay.
And then they don't eat meat, and they don't eat anything that comes under the ground, like onions, potatoes.
No root vegetables.
Roots,
or anything.
vegetables,
Okay.
and stuff, because they believe that those things, if you pull it up, it kind of disturbs the demons underneath the
Oh,
ground.
okay.
So that's what they believe
Yeah.
in, and they are such a religion that practices control.
Ooh, control. What do you mean control?
Control. So they don't eat after, like hunger, all the necessary needs of a human body, like food, shelter, sex, companionship and everything. They have control in that. So
Okay.
they only eat a certain amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
For couples, they only have sex once every 3 months.
Really? They schedule it. It's interesting.
It is really interesting. Their priests don't wear anything.
Don't wear anything.
Yeah,
Wow.
like naked. So so you get naked as your spirituality goes up,
Yeah.
and so the high priest don't wear anything.
Okay. Like, do you start wearing a lot of clothes, and as you become more like holy, less and less? Okay.
It's interesting too because on that area, there's a lot of Jainism sexual disorder clinics. That's actually the name of it, Jainism sexual disorder clinic.
And wait, sexual disorder for Jainism, like what does that mean in this context? Like, what are these clinics for?
I'm not sure. Maybe
Like-
because of that much control over
Yeah.
the years they get sick. I'm not really sure,
Interesting.
but it's very
Okay.
interesting to
Yeah.
find it like that because I don't know.
Is traditional Philippine culture, is there a level of control there? Is it quite free? You can kind of do what you want. Yeah.
Like that.
Okay. It'll be the same in Canada. We value our freedom,
Yeah.
the ability to do what you want when you want to, as long as it doesn't hurt anyone else. Then
Yeah.
have at her.
From Buddhism. I'm not from Hinduism, but Hinduism to them, sex is art. That's why they have Kama Sutra.
Yeah, oh, okay.
Yeah, to them sex is art. That's why they wrote books about it. Actually, it's interesting that Kama Sutra is written by a virgin.
Really?
By a priest.
That seems so. That's the opposite of what I thought. If I'd be
Yeah.
like a trial and error and be like, write it down. But no, it's just.
I can give you a book. Do
you
want
have a
Kama
book?
Sutra? Hang on.
You have a Kama Sutra book?
Yeah, I was supposed to give it to a friend, but I think it's inappropriate to give it to her now because she has fertility issues.
Oh, Kama Sutra book.
Yeah.
I've actually never read the Kama Sutra. This is interesting. I don't know the intro.
Because I thought it would be a funny.
Incoming spaghetti.
Funny gift to my friends who were married.
Yeah.
So
Kama Sutra, the
Yeah.
colors of love. Where did you pick this up?
I got that one. Sorry if it's a bit sticky.
Oh, that's fine.
I got that one from Rajasthan. That is from Jodhpur.
Jodhpur.
Yeah. And I gave that to my newlywed friend because
Yeah.
I went to her wedding before traveling. And she said, that book makes me get pressured to have sex. Something like
Wait,
that.
but then this initially comes from a culture where you're supposed to have sex every 3 months when you're married. Oh no, it's just
Yeah, the religion came rooted from that because that's from Hindu
oh wow,
people.
this is
So,
interesting.
yeah, it's kind of weird.
This is interesting. Have you gone through this book?
Yeah, I've read it.
Oh, you've read
It's
it?
actually an art. The way they've written it is not just actually doing it right. And it's kind of nice because it says there how you should decorate the room, the pleasure room.
Decorate the
before
pleasure room.
Inviting
Okay.
a woman inside it. Like something like
Interesting.
that.
Decorate my tent.
Yeah.
Wow. I cannot show you this at all.
What is it?
Well, it's art, but then on some platforms you still can't show
Yeah.
that kind of art.
They have this also flashcards of
Oh, yeah.
positions.
Yeah.
Like a mini flashcard.
Like, do you have that too?
no.
No, okay. It's like you have this whole
I
collection.
thought that I'm gonna, because we were traveling for a while, so in the state of Rajasthan, I was like, I'm just gonna get it in Jaipur because I don't want to carry a lot of things.
Mhm.
So I thought to myself, I'm gonna buy it at the end, but then I didn't find any flashcards like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It is. I'm
is
gonna
interesting.
fully read through that for sure.
And then we went to this place in Agra where the king who made the Taj Mahal happened used to live. Because Taj Mahal is a mausoleum. It's not a palace. So there's a palace, and they showed us the hallways where women lived in harmony, mistresses and wives. I don't believe that they lived in harmony. I don't think so.
No,
No, I don't think so.
it wasn't harmonious.
I don't know.
Kind of like, what you mean, like forced to be there kind of thing, or like, yeah.
Yeah. The kings have an average of 20 wives.
20.
20 or something.
What do
In
you call that?
South. You should go. I think you
Polygamy?
enjoy India though.
Just talking about how guys have 20 wives. You should go to India. I think you'd like.
You should. I mean, it's different every it's interesting because they still have royal families there.
Yeah.
Especially in Rajasthan.
Yeah.
They have every city has a royal palace. Royal.
That's cool. There's in Europe. There's several countries that still have a royal family. In most countries, I feel like the royal family doesn't have as much like power anymore. Like
Really?
they're still more like a status symbol and like a, I don't know, like a remnants of the past.
Okay.
Like like they have the Queen of England and everything like that. Like this is a Commonwealth country as well, so you're still connected to the UK and everything. And I think where have I been? Denmark have a king.
There's
Does
a
Netherlands have a
palace
king?
down in Omaru. In Dunedin, if you're gonna go down
Is there?
south. Yeah,
There's a
there's
palace.
Lanark Castle.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a castle too in Omaru.
Okay. A castle.
But a castle, someone built it to live there.
Yeah. Like, do you know how old? Like, is it like 1800s kind of
I
castle, or
don't
is it
think
like
so. It's a residential place.
Oh, like fairly recent?
I think
Well,
so.
in historically kind of recent compared
Not
to
really.
castles.
I don't think so. There's a
Okay.
castle in Dunedin,
Yeah.
2 hours away from here, 1 hour away from here in Omaru. There's a castle that somebody lives in there, like a normal person.
Just lives in a castle.
Like, I think it was I saw it in the magazine. It's
Yeah.
You can go there because there's a restaurant there and it's a garden technically, and it's along the highway. So
That's
after
cool.
you've been there, you
Yeah,
can just
check.
go out again and then go further south.
I don't know why, but at one point I'm like, I wonder how much it costs to buy a castle, and I'm like, oh, it'd be a ton of money. But in Europe, there's a lot of castles and like of varying sizes,
Yeah.
and a lot of the ones that have fallen into a state of disrepair,
Sorry.
they're actually quite inexpensive if they're far away from like cities and stuff like that. They're kind of
Yeah.
like in the middle of nowhere. You can't really live there. It's just kind of land with stacked stones and kind of like buildings still existing. So a lot of them are actually fairly inexpensive. Like you can get them for much less than like a nice house in town.
Oh.
Say you could buy a castle for I think somewhere like in the $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 range.
I mean, how big is it? Because some castles in India are not fancy at all. Some are good, some are
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like the cheaper ones are not going to be the fanciest castles
Yeah.
with all like ornate everything going on, and they'll be in a state of disrepair. No one's put money into it for a long time.
That's true.
If you get a beautiful, huge castle that's well maintained, it's going to be very expensive. But your cost to keep it in that condition is going to be really high as well, because like I don't know, the stuff they made castles out of, like when you have to fix them, it's a lot of manual labor to like to do that. It's not just like
Yeah, that's true.
it's not just 2x4s and plywood.
Because in one city in India, there was this small town. It's called Mandawa in Rajasthan. It's not very touristy, but I went there because there's houses there that have old paintings.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, on the
on
exterior.
the walls.
Yeah.
Like intricate paintings.
Yeah.
Of historical something, and they try to boost the tourism by slowly restoring it one by one. But I think it's quite kind of difficult because it's personal money, and money is not really purely available in India because you can actually feel the difference of rich to the poor. Yeah,
Well, yeah, I haven't been there, but I've heard there's a huge divide between
a lot. Yeah,
the
it's interesting
the rich
because
and the poor.
our driver there, well, we don't treat drivers as drivers. We treat them as a friend. And he addresses me as, you know, as someone like a madam or something. And I said, don't do that to me. I'm not used to it. But they do that. I don't know. It's weird. They say that it's easier for foreigners to, you know, they get along well with foreigners. But if from their own people from higher caste or something, some of them treat them like just drivers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I guess that's the same. Like some people
What do you call this one, Trevor? You can just sleep in there. There's a pillow and
on the
yeah,
couch.
and then if he doesn't want to be disturbed,
Yeah, you just close it.
just close it. So yeah,
Okay.
so, and then the shower room toilet. is
You
in
can
there.
watch TV if you want.
Yeah, cool. And
Give
then,
him towel.
Yeah.
Shower.
Shower. Awesome.
Because
Mia?
I'm gonna sleep.
You're
now.
heading to bed. You're tired.
I'm really tired
Well,
now.
understandable. It's the end of a work week,
Yeah,
right?
so, yeah.
Thank you so much for picking me up again.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
awesome. Yeah, no, it's thank you for reminding me to your home, meeting your family.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you
Delicious
as
meal.
well. So
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. And I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah,
For a little lift
yeah.
into town.
yeah,
So around
7.
yeah,
Yeah.
that'll work.
Then
Cool.
you can have breakfast and yeah,
Perfect.
because usually the night market is around 9. So
Okay. Yeah.
and then it's like garage. So I don't know really. That's just my friends. So usually
Okay.
it starts at 9. So we're not sure where will we be going. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Sounds
maybe
good.
around 7. Yeah.
Cool.
See, Trevor, just watch TV or something.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
gotcha.
there's everything's in there, and then the Wi-Fi password.
Oh, it's all good. I got
Yeah,
like
yeah.
all the internet in the world because I pay a bunch of money for unlimited roaming data.
Oh, that's
So I use
nice.
like a terabyte of cellular mobile data all over the world per month. So I use a lot.
Okay. That was actually what I was thinking. How to stay online while overseas.
Yeah, it's like a special plan that essentially when I arrive at a country, I just log into this thing and I pick any of the carriers here. So here I can choose Spark or 2 Degrees or Vodafone
Okay.
and just be on the whatever network I want to be.
Alright.
And I
Good night,
have
Trevor. Good night, Lars.
good night.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
Let me know if
Yeah.
you want to rest and you
Okay.
know, I can
Well,
leave
you-
you alone.
Yeah, I'm fine because I slept like
Do
normally.
you have a website or something? I want to
Yeah,
see your work.
yeah.
If that's alright.
Give you a card here. It's all on there.
Okay. That's cool. Do you have an Instagram?
Yeah, it's on there. The Hitch_Live.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
I should be here. That's nice. Maybe you should go to the islands afterwards, like Fiji.
Oh, I went to Fiji this July. That was really cool for hitchhiking. It's the fastest hitchhiking I've ever done in my life.
In Fiji.
Average average wait rather, is about 6 minutes to get picked up. Just the fastest anywhere.
Is it safe there?
I
You
felt so.
reckon it's safe for female travelers alone?
Do I think it would be?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Like, I had the locals warning me about some of the cities, like crime, especially at night. During the day, they're usually
Yeah.
pretty under control, but at nighttime, there's a lot of crime and stuff like that.
Okay.
I just don't want to like recommend something without, because I went there as myself as a guy. Yeah, I've introduced a lot of people to hitchhiking.
Did
Like
you?
a lot of girls, like people, well, and guys as well. It's just a lot slower, 2 guys than 1 guy, 1 girl.
Do you have guidelines like a vlog about it, like how to be a hitchhiker or something?
Well, I kind of like I broadcast things as they happen, and people can
Okay.
watch it. But there's like clips. Like I was gonna show a clip of like that guy. It's our exclamation point famous clip because he's like, "Don't you want to be famous?" And I'm like, "No, I don't want that ride." So people will clip the more interesting moments and kind of show off like the more interesting things that happen when you hitchhike. So I think more interesting ones or my most popular clips were a guy picked me up in Japan and dropped me off and then came back like 20 minutes later and he had a pot of coffee and he just like handed me he's like, "Here, I went home, my wife baked some stuff for you," so I had like some home baked little pastries and then he gave me a cup and like poured out a cup of coffee for me and then he just like
Okay.
left after. Anyway, you just like see nice things happen and then people clip that and post it to different places on the internet.
That's cool.
And that's kind of where you get a lot of publicity from, is those small moments that get spread around.
That's awesome.
But like in general, like I put up 8 to 14 hours of my life a day. It gets put up on Twitch.
Do you cut it? Like, do you put it all together?
I have plans to, but right now it's just raw. Because the goal was to show people what it's like to hitchhike, and if I put it
so
all
that's
out there,
the
then
objective to
yeah, is to show people what it's actually like. Because everyone has this thought in their minds about what it is, and mostly it's negative, and it's like very dangerous.
Okay.
And there are dangers involved with it, but I don't think it's as bad as people make it out to be. And I just wanted to show them what my experience is like with hitchhiking, and I thought the most authentic way to do that is to show everything. Like, this is actually what it's like to hitchhike. The monotonous parts, the boring parts, when you wait for 4 hours for a lift, that's what it's like. And people can watch that.
Your longest is 8 hours.
Longest, yeah, is 8 hours, and that was just me without the camera. That was before that. So 8.5 hours out of Fort Nelson, British Columbia. The longest with the camera was in Japan, actually.
Is this usually what you use, or you have a...
This is like my old setup. I have a camera-based setup that uses different technology, but it's very power intensive. So if I'm going multiple days and planning on camping and stuff like that, then I use this because it only uses like a cell phone, which is connected to a battery, and one modem. So it's pretty power light.
That's a power bank there?
That's a power bank there, yeah. The other one requires like these big batteries, and I use 4 different modems, and then the camera, and then this wireless little transceiver receiver. So it's just a lot of things you have to power.
What camera are you using?
It's an action camera, so it's a Sony FDR X3000. It's like a 4K.
Oh yes, I know that one.
You should know that camera. Okay.
No, but I mean, I want to buy it, but
yeah.
I was like, I'm not gonna buy it if I'm good at filming already. Not now. I don't deserve it.
Yeah, well, it's in the same kind of category as your GoPros and stuff like that, right? So what's nice about them is I'm usually walking around and moving and stuff like that, and I'm just holding it in my hand. And it has a lot of optical image stabilization, so it really helps like make it not super shaky. Where something like this, the rear cameras.
Is this an iPhone or something?
No, it's a OnePlus cell phone actually, which is a Chinese manufacturer. But like the rear camera is quite good, and it has optical image stabilization a bit, not as much as the action cameras do, because they're meant for action. They're meant for being used. But the front-facing cameras, if you're using them, have none. So if you're walking and moving the camera, it's quite shaky.
Okay.
But like that's okay. It's hitchhiking. It doesn't have to be the fanciest, the most beautiful image in the world.
As long as you have the content.
Yeah. So I just want to get it out there, and over time you can improve the quality and stuff like that as you go. But yeah, it is just at its core, it's a cell phone connected to the internet.
Cool.
And then you just add things as you go. But I break everything. I've been through a few cell phones, several of these cameras, like 4 of these microphones, probably 8 different tripods. Yeah. Destroyed a ton of batteries.
It's difficult to take care of your gear when you're traveling.
Well, yeah, like hitchhiking, and then I sleep in a tent, and then it's like.
How is it like sleeping in a tent? Were you here in winter?
I've traveled during the winter like this, but I only got here 2 weeks ago. In New Zealand,
okay.
yeah. But I hitchhiked through the winter in Europe. Yeah. This past winter from November through March, including like December in Scotland and stuff like that. So it wasn't like below 0 winter. It was just kind of like rainy, windy kind of winter, similar to what your winters probably are here. It doesn't get below freezing that often, right? Yeah. And it was similar to most places I went to. If I went further east in Europe on that trip, I would have got the colder weathers. But actually, I can show you a picture of what it's like. In 2017, I hitchhiked to the Canadian Arctic in winter.
That's so cool. You get to travel to work. Do you mind if I ask how old are you?
25.
Okay.
How old are you?
I'm 27.
27, okay. Where did I put it?
That is so cool. Because, what is this? With my job, so I get 3 days on and then 3 days off. We are contracted every year for, I think, 2,000 something hours. So I can work extra if I wanted to finish my hours. So technically, I'll be finished by May. And then we can come back in July.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you get enough time off that you can.
That's my travel.
Oh, here we go.
Travel.
So it was minus 37 Celsius that day.
Oh my god.
Um,
Where's this?
That was in territory of Yukon, Canada. So that's north, right next to Alaska, if you're in the United States. And I was on my way north to a place called Inuvik.
Okay.
And then Tuktoyaktuk, which is about as far north as you can drive until you're just on the Arctic Ocean kind of thing.
Oh my god.
But up there at that time, it's kind of cool.
Swipe this?
I can find an album that you can see other places.
That's a lot of places.
Yeah, up there in the winter, like the rivers freeze, and they actually turn those into roads, and you just drive on the frozen rivers, so ice roads.
Sorry, where is that again?
The northern Canada. I'll show you on a map real
Have
quick.
you been to Iceland?
Yeah, I love Iceland.
How was it?
It's beautiful there, and it feels very like wild. Like once you get out of like Reykjavik and stuff like that, there's like small towns along the way, but most of it's just like you're just like out there. I loved it out there. One of my favorite countries for hitchhiking, also quite fast. The locals were very open to it, and yeah, no, it was a good experience. Let's see if I can show you. All right, so this is Canada. I'm from down here on this island.
Okay.
But this trip took me up to. That picture was taken just for Dawson City. So that's Dawson City.
Holy
And it was
moly.
taken about.
It's a huge place.
Oh yeah, it takes so long to get anywhere up here. It's taken on this Highway 5 here between 2 and 5, and this is the
That's still part of Canada. Eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's Yukon territory there, and then you cross into Northwest territory up here. But most Canadians are like right by this border.
Okay.
Like
And then that's
they hang
America.
south. Like, and a good chunk of our population is like right in the southern Ontario part. Because again, the warmth and everything like that.
Okay.
But there's like pretty much nothing up there. But yeah, I went as far north as Inuvik
Wow.
and another small town, Aklavik. But to get to there, it was in the winter. So how you get there is you just.
Did you hitchhike?
I hitchhiked, yeah.
Holy moly.
And you see all these like river deltas. It's all frozen over, so
Yeah.
you just drive
Drive
down the river
Oh my god.
in a car, right?
It's great.
And it's quite cool because like they plow off the snow, and then have you ever been skiing before?
Yes.
You know how they like grate the ski runs so they have those grooves in them that run down the hill? They essentially do that to the ice, and it gives a good bit of like lateral
Friction.
traction, so you
Okay.
don't like spin out. Like when you think of ice, you think of it being slippery. Like people drive 100 plus kilometers an hour down an ice road, down a winding river valley. It's beautiful. It's stunning. It's really cool. Like for the locals, it's not cool, like because they do that all the time, and it's just how they get from place to place. And it's so much faster than if it was the summer and it's a river, because now you have to take like a boat on there, and that's not as convenient as just driving onto the river and then taking your car to the next town. So it's cheaper to transport all your goods in the winter there than it is in the summer.
Living the life.
Well, okay, that was a cool trip and it's cool to talk about, but like in order to get there, like I was standing outside for 4 hours in minus 37 Celsius. It's not always like fun at the moment, but it's cool to talk about afterwards, and like I think it's a valuable experience.
Yeah.
I find that too when I was traveling, like when you're already at the end of it and you're tired, you just want to get over it and go to the next one. But then when you're home and just thinking about it, it's still a good memory to go back to.
Oh, absolutely.
It's nice.
Like your dad was asking what my least favorite place to go to was, and I said like the place I had the least amount of fun was Russia, because it was 10,000 kilometers and I couldn't talk that much. But it's one of the places.
I was about to ask you that if you've been to Russia.
Yeah, I hitchhiked like straight across it, 10,000 kilometers.
Was it fun? Is it fun to hitchhike there?
Easy to hitchhike there, and people were very friendly to me.
If I go to your website, do you have like all the countries you've been there?
That was before I was filming.
Yeah.
So I have like pictures from back then, but that's all I have.
That's fine. And do you have written stuff?
Pretty much nothing written up there.
Okay.
But it's in its raw format, right? So like, if you go to the clips page, you can see some of the more exciting moments. But other than that, it's like you go to a country and it's like right now it's hitchhiking New Zealand day 12 or 13 or something like that.
Okay.
But then each day is a chunk of video that's 8 to 14 hours long, right? So it's like when you want to go back and be like, oh, what's it like to be here? You click on a video and you join
And
it.
it's
There's a
raw.
good chance it's me like sitting there eating and talking to people that watch my
Like this?
program. Yeah.
Okay. It's nice that it's raw too.
Yeah, but what I want to do eventually is to take a lot of that raw content and go through it and like create narratives and like be able to tell a story about like hitchhiking through this country in a much shorter, easier to digest format, because people like it as it happens. Like it gets broadcast as it happens. People watch it. They like that, like because you're there as it happens, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what I found too when I was traveling. Although I was filming with my camera, but then easy access to tell the story if you're doing Instagram story.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's fast, and then I have like 2 terabytes of file data to not
Really?
even process. Yeah. Because
That's a lot of.
I thought I would, do something like a film for the wedding,
Okay.
a
Yeah.
film for South India, and a film for the North one.
Okay.
But then I got back home, and then it get busier.
Yeah. Have you done any like video editing and stuff before?
I was trying.
Yeah, I've tried before. Like I started trying to do it, and it's such a learning curve. When you start, it's so slow to do anything. Like eventually, you can kind of cut something together.
Yeah.
But like once you learn the editing software and stuff like that, like
the
once people
ideas
know it,
just-
yeah, like ideas, and you learn how to do different things. But also you can do it fast. Like if you have an idea, you can make it actually become a thing
and stitch
quite
it all
quickly
together.
because you know how to like
Yeah.
use the software to like help you cut together something quite quickly and efficiently. But when I was trying to do something, it like took forever to do anything because I'm like, okay, I want to do this, but how do I do this? The software is very powerful, but it with so many options and so many different things you can do, I'm like, I have no idea what to do. So everything I had to do, I had to like Google. I'm like, this software, I want to do this, and then you'd find like a forum, and people would be like asking about this. Then you'd go through the forum and be like, people like give different suggestions, and there's usually more than one way to do that thing. So then you'd go through, and then you'd go back to the editing page, and you'd try to be like, how do I? All right, let's try this thing.
That's what I did too. Because when I was before traveling to India, I was in the isolation room in the laboratory, like pathogen and stuff. So my runs go for 1 hour, and that 1 hour waiting time, I was in the computer and looking for stuff like how did people do this kinds of one scene to another, footage to another, and what transitions and what. And I say I don't wanna buy another gadget just for that because I just want to use what I have because I'm still learning, so I can't justify to buy new things for myself. And then I've just seen this blog or like an article of talented young people who has nothing. They're just doing, making content out of nothing because they don't have much resources until they made it big. So that was I was doing well at work, and I said, okay, these are the transitions. So I have the footages I want in mind, which I captured, and then it's sitting in my
It's just such a process to take it from its raw content.
Yeah.
And I have the exact same problem right now. I have thousands of hours of broadcast footage essentially, and it's like, how do I do what I want to do with that? And it's essentially I just want to hire someone that like knows the content a little bit, and like we can talk about what you want to do with it, and then they can go back and do some stuff in the past, but also from like this point on, kind of do at least like weekly recaps. Be like, this is where we started, this is where we ended, and this is kind of how that played out, and the more noteworthy moments along the way. So people that can't watch everything can watch, like a nice 20-minute video that just kind of catches you up on the narrative.
Do you feel tired?
I do get tired. Oh yeah. But I really do love what I do.
So how do you, for example, if you're like, oh, I'm so tired, do you get a day off of everything? Like, just spend a day doing nothing? Do you even have that day when you're traveling?
I'll have the occasional one. On a lot of trips, I don't take a day off unless I'm sick, and then at that point, it's just like, I can't do anything, so we'll take some time off. Taking any days off here? I haven't taken any full days off in a bit. Well, traveling here, I guess, was a day off of filming. I don't take that many days off when I'm actually traveling. Usually it's 7 days a week. and then it's usually in the 8 to 14 hours a day kind of thing. When I go home though, and that's my vacation, then I barely do anything. I might take like 2 weeks off, and I might do like 2 short little things. Maybe like unpacking my backpack and showing my gear, or fixing something, retreating my tent.
Okay.
But for the most part, it's just that's my holiday. So
That's cool.
Hey.
Do you wanna go shower or something?
Yeah.
But the towel is down here.
Yeah.
Shower's done.
Already.
Are you
It's
heading
nice
to bed
to
pretty
meet
soon?
you.
You're going to bed?
I'm just gonna.
Oh, you're gonna clean up. Okay. Yeah, no, it's nice to meet you as well.
Yeah.
And you have all my contact info on that card now.
Yeah, true.
So Instagram or anything, it's all there.
It's interesting. I wasn't expecting a guest today.
Oh yeah, that's me, the unexpected guest.
Oh, pleasure to have you. It's nice to have the conversations.
Definitely. Oh, Kama Sutra.
Oh, anyway, I might show you the.
Oh, the shower. Yeah. There.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Nice.
So. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And toilet is here.
Okay.
So if you're not comfortable, you can lock it. Just
Okay.
put it up
Yeah.
like that.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
Easy.
Let me know if
Set.
you need anything else.
I think I'm pretty set here. Kama Sutra. Here's my bed. I've got dogs that want to play with me. What? Why are we barking now? We've become friends. We've become friends.
Okay, people, come on.
Gonna read the Kama Sutra before bed? Yeah, it's normal, casual, before bed reading. They like pretty much are sleeping next to me. We'd become friends. Why do this? Oh, this is a thick pillow. It's Airbnb. No, I was picked up hitchhiking by a lady, and she invited me to her family's home for dinner and a couch to sleep on. Dogs are okay, so you picked up the Kama Sutra? Why? It's art, okay? They're doing some funky stuff in there. I accidentally said fun stuff. Probably fun, but you know. Yeah. Just a friendly neighborhood hitchhiker. I'm wholesome. Sleeping with dogs? Right. Alright.
Are you alright sleeping down there?
Oh yeah, this will be great.
Doing great?
Yeah,
Okay,
awesome.
just-
Hey,
The light is down here.
okay.
It's up to you, but
Again, thank you so much for inviting me into your home. It's a pleasure
Ah,
talking with
just
you. Awesome. Yeah, I'm all set.
we're open to stranger. So sometimes we also travel.
very kind.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's awesome. Thank you.
yeah. You're welcome. Just like if there's any issue or just knock at the door.
It's okay.
Oh yeah. Pipao.
We were friends.
Hi.
We
They're
I was
really,
petting-
really nice though.
Well, we were like, I was petting you earlier. We were
Shiatsu
friends.
and Maltese, I think it's a good breed because when you are doing gardening,
Yeah.
they're just going to sit, look at you, what you're doing. Then if you're just pulling grass, then they're also going to bite the grass and put it somewhere. It's like when you're just looking at them, shit. If they are only human, just like they're just trying to want to help,
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're
And
cute.
if you are sick, they just like go to your bed and just watch you, and yeah, they don't usually fall asleep when you are
No.
sick.
They'll,
But
they'll stay with you. Yeah.
but
Okay.
if you are well, then they just like on their foot and just lie down there, sleep it down there.
Companions.
Mm.
See? We could be doing this too. You just have to allow me to pet you. This could be you right now. Getting your belly rubbed. But you choose to bark. Choose to bark.
There's also door down here.
Oh, nice. Nice and cool out this evening.
It was overcast the whole day, so it's really quiet down here.
It is, yeah.
That's a place.
Alrighty.
If you just watch TV, the remote is down there.
Remotes are there, TV's there, perfect. I'm set.
The light switch is down here.
Okay.
And you can also turn it on. There's a dimmer down
Oh, you got a dimmer switch.
here.
Yeah, cool.
There's a dimmer switch. Okay, come here. So yeah, hopefully you can enjoy the night.
Oh, I will. This looks comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. Otherwise, I'd be in the woods somewhere.
But sometimes I'm also like sometimes it's also nice to be down there so you can hear the insect noise.
Oh yeah, like
Yes.
as long as I'm in my tent and the insects aren't biting me, but I can hear like the birds and the insects
it's
and the wind rushing through the trees. It's nice. It's natural.
Like and when you wake up before you wake up in the morning, you can hear the sound of the wind blowing along the trees.
Yep.
I miss that sound.
I
That's
do enjoy it.
That's the one that I really miss. Yeah.
I love sleeping outside as well.
That's why we settle here in Timaru.
Yeah.
Because it's a little bit we don't like city. It's just like a roller. Like
Yeah.
if you want to go to city, it's a 2 hours drive. If you want to go to ski field or fishing area, it's like a 1 hour drive. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's a good spot. Yeah, I prefer the smaller places rather than the cities as well. So I was in Christchurch for just one night because I'm like, I didn't come to New Zealand to go to cities. I'm here to be in the smaller places and to be in nature and in the mountains and
We
all
just
that.
prefer nature.
Yeah.
We just prefer nature.
Which makes sense. And New Zealand's a good place to be here for nature. Yeah.
Yeah, most especially on South Island. South Island, yeah.
Yeah, especially.
Because I've been to Auckland, where I got my training. Traffic. Most
Oh
especially
yeah,
on
Auckland.
traffic.
There's those nice places on the North Island, like Rotorua and stuff like that. That's in the mountains there.
In the mountains there, but it's
Well,
also for like
They're not to the extent of here, but still nice spots. Yeah.
But this is the most racist place here in Timaru. On south. This one, Timaru.
Yeah.
This is the racist one.
Which one?
Timaru town.
Mhm.
This town. They are racist down here.
They're racist.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not
They're
nice.
racist down here. Yeah. They bullied most especially like us, like if you are like brown or if you
Really?
got colors.
Yeah.
But now it's already changing. They are already like
It's getting better
it's
now.
getting better now.
Okay,
But
that's good.
last 10 years ago, it was really terrible.
Really?
Yeah, it's really terrible.
That's horrible. So in the cities, it's just more multicultural, so that's more like
Diverse or
yeah.
But
But in the smaller
before-
towns, it's
yeah,
very
before, but they are not used to foreigner down here before.
yeah.
And
Oh, so they just weren't used to someone different.
different,
So they
something
kind of-
different. Yeah, now
That scared them.
yeah.
They resented that a bit. Okay.
And sometimes they don't trust your work.
Okay.
But like you are already overqualified for the work, but sometimes they just double-minded. Did you do it right? Did you do it? They usually presume you as like nothing, like what do you call them? Not competent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they prefer before 10 years ago.
Yeah. But now it's okay.
But now it's
better.
already okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because most of the technical worker down here mostly are some are Asians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, at
And
least it's getting better.
It's getting better, and they know how we Filipino work.
Mhm.
That's why on the dairy farming down here, most especially if you're on the rural area, you can meet Filipinos down there.
Mhm.
One Filipino farmer equivalent to 2 New Zealander farmers.
As far as the amount of work they do.
Amount of work, yeah, because we are really like hard worker.
Mhm.
Even on mechanicing, the same way too.
There you go.
Now they're getting better, unlike before when I first came here. It's really.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It sucks that it was the way it was when you first got here, but it's good that
It's
getting
not changing
better.
now.
Yeah.
It's not changing.
Yeah.
I can see them like Okay. I have a really hard day today.
Yeah. Exhausted.
Exhausted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, just feel at home.
All right, I will. I didn't bathe before sitting. I bathed this morning. Alright? I'm clean, except for my elbow, which has ice cream on it. Sorry, I haven't talked to you guys like barely at all since I've been picked up, really. Focus on the conversation at hand. I missed some stuff. Probably missed some things. Oxymoron with 2-month Twitch Prime resub 40 minutes ago. Thank you. Incoming spaghetti. No. Also, that's not spaghetti. Vapors Baking with the gifted sub to TX Kayaker. TX Kayaker, welcome. And Vapors, thank you very much. Hopefully you're still here. I think that's the only subs we've missed in that whole time. Sleeping inside tonight? Yeah, I was picked up hitchhiking and they invited me into their house, which happens sometimes. Very interesting conversation, yeah, and I gained knowledge. I now have a copy of the Kama Sutra. But now that I think everyone's retiring, I'm gonna probably turn off the stream because, we're all done for the night. Seem to have escaped Canada, leaving us in the cold. F you. Let's when did I leave Canada? September. That's true. That's coming into fall, and I'm like, see you, Canada. See you. Shower first on stream? No. That's only for tier 4 subs. Alright. quick recap of today for us on the other side of the ball. Wait, what? Well, I can give you a quick recap. I don't understand the last bit, but quick recap. Starting in Christchurch, breakfast at a nice little breakfast place, granola, cheesecake, and coffee. Started to walk a bit out of town. Then I was going to take a city bus to get to the edge of town, but then I got had a viewer come by and take me to the edge of town. That was cool. And then started hitchhiking out of town. Got picked up within like 2 minutes by a guy that works in the dairy industry. He's from India. He's a very interesting guy to talk to, very nice. And he drove me an hour down the road to, I forget, it starts with an A. And then I was in that town, had lunch, had fish and chips, and a beer, and then walked to the edge of town. It took a while to get out of town, walked down a river, checked out the river, it was really beautiful. Did some rock skipping as per usual. Then continued walking out of town, did the spinny hitchhiking, the spinny hitchhiking. Finally got to the edge of town, having not been picked up.
Love the streams. It's my birthday hitch, excited.
Squatty hitchhiking, the normal hitchhiking, and I got picked up within like 10 minutes or something like that. So that was cool. And the lady that picked me up, she's from the Philippines, and her whole family's here, and she invited me to her family's house for dinner. So here I am. They invited me for dinner. Had a really wonderful dinner. It was delicious. I talked to everyone. Had extensive conversations. It was a lot of fun. Got a book of Kama Sutra, and yeah, it was a good day. Can't beat good old fish and chips even for the 1000th time. Well, yeah, it's economical. $7 for a solid amount of food. Recharging equipment? I will be. Conveniently skip the ice cream stained tobacco. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. So I got an ice cream bar leaving town when I was walking and hitchhiking. And I sat down on this picnic table, and it was kind of faded. So it was speckled wood with white paint still remaining, but faded. But apparently before I got there, someone had an ice cream bar with some kind of vanilla ice cream, and it melted all over the table. So there was just spots of ice cream all over this table. But to me, not really paying attention, it still just looked like spots of white. It looked like the worn paint. But no, it was ice cream. And I put my elbow down on the table, and then I was there for a while talking, and I removed it. I'm that was sticky. And I looked, it was covered in chocolate and vanilla ice cream. Wait, why did you ask if you can repeat your question? I responded to your question. I responded directly to it. I'm confused. I guess you didn't hear my response. That's okay. Sorry, I'm just seeing who's online right now. I'm seeing what Twitch recommends me. What do you think I should watch, Twitch? Making good distance each day? Yeah, pretty good distance. I haven't been pushing for miles. And I'm happy with the amount we've done. I'm not in a rush here in New Zealand, and I want to see what I want to see. Ideally, spending more time in the small places than the big cities. There's not that many big cities, but yeah. Is this an English stream or?